celebrate creative approaches to healthcare, education, and wellness. Each week, we explore new ways that creativity can reach and connect individuals in all stages of health and wellness. Join us as our host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist and managing partner with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute, interviews professionals, volunteers, and community members from healthcare and educational backgrounds. If you are at home or near a computer, you can join us via live streaming video at facebook.com/connections by Aria. We hope you enjoy the program and find new ways to bring the joy of creativity into your life and the lives of those you love. Hello, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist here locally in sunny South Florida with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute. If you're joining us for the first time, we're so glad you're here, whether you found us at our new home at 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, or on Facebook Live at our Facebook page, Connections, facebook.com/Connections by Aria. If you are home safe or somewhere not behind the wheel of a car, I do encourage you to check out our live video stream there. If you miss any part of this interview or want to go back and check out past shows, all of our shows are archived right there on our Facebook page. So we would love to have you check them out and leave a message. During every show, I try to encourage our audience, whether you're listening or watching, to get involved with the conversation. I feel so lucky to be able to use this as a platform for introducing our community, both locally and beyond, nationally and globally, to some really incredible things that are going on creatively in our community. And what I mean by that is any professionals or volunteers or caregivers or just community members who are seeking out or providing these creative approaches to our health and wellness needs. And creative doesn't necessarily have to mean musical, artistic. It just means outside of the box, just another way of thinking. And I just think as a society, we're ready for that. You know, it's obviously we're talking about ideas that have been around since the beginning of time. But I really do feel like we're almost at like a turning point, both in our healthcare system and also in our education system, that we realize it's time to start meeting people where they're at and stop expecting everyone to kind of fit into a mold. And so oftentimes where people are at is the fact that they're all receiving and expressing themselves differently and expressing themselves, receiving new information. As a music therapist, I feel so lucky to be able to use music as a way to help reach individuals and help connect them. And today we're talking about wellness, which is a huge theme. We talk about wellness a lot on this show, but we're just really honing in on that specifically today. And here's how I feel like music fits into that. Because I think this idea of wellness it's very vague. I remember when I worked for a large organization and we got healthcare benefits, which is very exciting, and included in that was wellness visits. I had no idea what that meant. I'd never heard of that concept before. I thought it was cool, but that didn't necessarily mean that I was going to take advantage of it because it was for wellness, and I'm doing just fine. I feel well, so why should I take that time for myself? Well, a couple years of that will teach you, as I'm sure many people listening and watching tonight can understand, it is extremely important to take care of yourself. And it's not just this preventative idea that you want to stave off illness or disease, because then we're still looking at that negative that could be in the future. While it is that, it's also just enriching your life in the moment, meeting yourself where you're at. Honestly, I sent out a question on Facebook earlier today. Love when I get to crowdsource my amazing Facebook friends for their definitions on wellness. I'm going to pull it up in a little bit to read you some of them after our commercial break, but just relying on my memory from what I saw so far, I loved this idea of wellness is when you're really addressing your needs as the whole person, from your physical to mental, emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual. How often do we really, we talk about it, but do we really think about ourselves as that whole person with all of those things going on? And honestly, one of the stimulus that I know that reaches me on every single one of those levels is music. So I feel so thankful that I get to use that as my tool in my profession, because I'm not selling something I don't believe in when I know I use it all the time for myself. I love when I get to have this show on the last Wednesday of the month, because that's the Wednesday that I come straight from doing my oncology support groups, which, if you've listened to this show in the past, are extremely special to me. And it's such a reminder. As a business owner, I get very into this world of contracts and paperwork and emails upon emails upon emails and meetings. And while that's all great because it's growing music therapy, I do know that my source, my root, where I really feel re-inspired about what I do, is being in the field and being with my group members and my patients and my clients, and having the opportunity to see that while I am meeting someone along their journey, whether it's while they're receiving treatment for cancer, or even in remission, or even as a caregiver, that in giving them tools for music for wellness, different ways to share music with their children, with their grandchildren, different ways to seek out music in the community, joining a choir or attending drum circles that are in the community, or even just using recorded music in your home, and reestablishing a new relationship with it. Well, sometimes we have music that brings us to a place. Oftentimes we do. I'm sure many of us have that experience. And sometimes those places are really good, like a first dance together with a loved one, or a lullaby was a big theme we talked about today, and a connection to a family member. But as music, again, is the only stimulus that lights up the whole brain, it gets everything engaged, and it has all these positive associations, it can bring up painful memories as well, and to be aware of that. And sometimes people have these relationships with music, and this comes up in my work sometimes, where they're afraid to listen to certain things or to engage in certain things or certain genres because of a negative association, a bad memory that happened, or friends that they used to engage with when this music was being shared, and how to start that new relationship with music. And it's possible. And there can be joy in that. If music is something that brings you joy, which it is for so many, I encourage you to keep that as part of your life, whether that is listening or picking up that instrument. We talked about this last week. If it's an instrument that you used to enjoy years ago and you've kind of let it sit there, pick it up again. Get that music and that creativity in your life as part of your journey to wellness. And that goes for any age. We've been talking a lot about aging and seniors as we've been celebrating Older Americans Month. And but really, it's not just for as we age. It's a great tool for supporting the aging, but it's something that we can all connect with, and that's why I love music. It's so intergenerational. Even as kids, think about how kids engage, and maybe you have personal experience with this. I know I do, with music in the school setting. Now think about like middle school. Anyone else have trouble in middle school feeling like you fit in or you had all the right answers, or you had any right answers, you had one right answer, right? It's a difficult time to know where you fit amongst your peers, to understanding your own body, your own changing hormones, your relationship with your parents, maybe your siblings. Music is such a tool that helps guide kids through positive relationships with fellow students, with their teachers, an opportunity to work on self-development, personal development, self-worth, be a part of a community, be a part of a team. It's so important. And so these are things we learn as kids that really don't go away. We keep them with us. So while music can play a role in health, it is part of that preventative, if you want to look at wellness that way, of the whole body, and not just staving off disease or illness, but just being your whole self in the moment, and finding that joy, and maybe something that you let sit on the sidelines for a little while, where you took care of other things. Well, you took care of other people. Many of us are caregivers, and I understand that. And so that's my encouragement as far as wellness goes today. This is a topic we talk about a lot because this idea of wellness and self-care is not always a popular topic. Being in a helper profession, and many of the people that I get the opportunity to talk to and this show, we are in helper professions. We're drawn to it because we feel the need to, or not a need, we feel a desire to help others and to be part of their health journey, even if it's just a small piece along the way. And so even professionals, we need to stop and realize that it's time to take care of ourselves as well. So just because I love giving a little follow-up to things on this show, of how things extend beyond the studio. We talk about some of the giveaways that happen and the good that does for the community. But when my friend Jessica, who is a health coach, a nutritionist, and represented Shackley, was on the show, she challenged me the next day to do a cleanse. And if you remember that show, I was talking about how I stopped and ate destroyed. I'm not going to say ate destroyed, like a double cheeseburger at McDonald's and fries and a milkshake right before I talked to her and then was ridden with guilt. Yeah, I'm still that person. I haven't changed, but I took her up on it. I'm on day 4. I thought there's no way I'm going to be alive, cognizant, talking, making sense. Day 4 in this cleanse where I can eat vegetables, fruit, and protein, and that's it. There's 1,000 things I cannot eat. Those are the things I can eat, coupled with supplements and her guiding me along. And all right, Jess, I admit it. I feel good. I do. I feel energized. I did not think this was going to happen. Now, I'm like halfway through, so come talk to me again on Saturday. But I do see the value in this. I really do. It's not lip service, taking little steps, even though this one was a big step for me. But taking any little steps just to show ourselves a little self-love and kindness along the way, that's wellness to me. And that's what we're going to be talking about today with my guest, Alyssa Ehrman, who is, oh my gosh, she has so many letters behind her name. I can't even tell you, but she's a registered nurse. She's a health and wellness coach, and she's going to talk to us about what that means, what being a wellness coach means, who could benefit from wellness, and how you can get in touch with her about some of her products and services. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We come back. I can't wait to introduce you to Alyssa. Stick around. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon, and all right, I have my note. I'm calling it out. If you're on video, you can see my ridiculous note. You see that? Yeah, because the whole time I'm saying, don't say Alyssa Bree. That's not her name. Say Elisa, which I did wrong twice already. So Elisa Ehrman is here. Thank you so much for being here, Elise.
Thank you for having me.
Just refer me to this every time I mess up.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to keep that right there. Oh my gosh, such a pleasure to have you here. We've been talking about this for like a year now, practically.
Yeah,
so,
it's been a while.
So glad to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
I'd love to just start at the beginning if you want to talk a little bit about your background and what kind of led you into this work.
Sure. So I'm a registered nurse, University of Michigan graduate.
Awesome.
Go Blue. Go Blue. And, I worked in the hospital for a short period of time before I realized that my true passion was to help prevent people from getting into the hospital in the first place.
Hey, there you go.
So how could I help people? Well, I found coaching. So that's when I actually left hospital nursing and said, there's absolutely a place for it, but for me, I needed something a little bit different and started my own business doing health and wellness coaching.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
how did you even know about that being an option? I mean, was that talked about in school?
No, it wasn't. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine and she said, everything you're talking about, what you want to do, all the things you're mentioning that are in your heart, that's actually that's real, that exists, and it's called a health and wellness coach. I said, really? How do I find out about that?
That's
Signed
awesome.
up, got certified, and
That's great. And doing what you love now.
absolutely love it.
That's awesome.
Absolutely love it.
So I didn't give you a proper introduction because I don't know what all of these letters mean. Would you walk me through these? RN I got.
Yeah.
BSN?
So it's okay. Yeah. Registered nurse, bachelor's of science in nursing, certified diabetes educator, certified wellness coach, certified health coach.
Awesome. Well, that's a lot. You got a lot going on. You have a lot
Yeah.
of tools at your disposal to help people at different stages, it sounds like.
I mean, that's the key. We have to keep learning so we can keep helping people in different ways. I mean, that's the bottom line. As I learn more and I can help more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I was talking a little bit about my friend Jess and how she's kind of helping me the best that she can, God bless her, on my new nutrition journey here. And she identifies as being a health coach.
Right.
And so what is the difference between being a health coach and a wellness coach?
The terms are pretty interchangeable,
Okay.
generally speaking. I don't know what her certifications are. I was actually certified by a school. It's one of the top schools in the country called Well Coaches. They're affiliated with Harvard. So my certifications come from an actual school. Whereas the truth is you can call yourself a health coach. I mean, anyone can call themselves a health coach.
I know she went to, oh gosh, she
Integrative?
Call in, Jess, if I'm
IIN?
butchering this. The outside of New York City,
Probably IIN,
Sure.
Integrative Nutrition.
nutrition something.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a great school too. It's a little bit different. The requirements and actually the curriculum is really different. But from what I've learned, the school that I did and the school that she did, if that's the one she did, Integrative Nutrition.
As I'm speaking for her.
Institute of Integrative Nutrition is what it is. They actually complement each other.
Very cool.
So I didn't do her program yet. I have thought about it. Just, I've studied a lot of the topics that are discussed in there individually, independent of the actual program, but it's a great program.
Yeah.
They all have their place,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I understand that, even in my field, there's so many different sectors as far as sound healing or music
Yes.
thanatologists and music therapists. I mean, while, each is different and addressing different goals, I mean, you're onto the idea that sound and music can be, a healing entity, which
Oh, yeah.
I know you're also passionate about. And
So
that's one of the
passionate.
ways that we've met. We've run into each other at a couple networking events,
Yep.
but after you were able to come to a presentation, you were sharing a little bit about the role that music has played in your life as well.
Yes.
If you want to speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, music has played so many roles in my life. I think probably everyone can say that. Music really, I feel like it's food for the soul, And for me personally, I mean, it's helped me when I've gone through really challenging times or even those in-between times where I'm in transition and I'm kind of have one kind of in between two paths, getting ready to shift to another path, whatever that is. Music has really helped me. Listening to music, like inspirational music, I really like. Also, I like to write music, so that's really helped me a lot. It's just a good way. I think it's healthy. In your intro, you were talking about school and education. I was thinking, what if there was a class that everyone had to take about writing music, or we actually had to write a song, or even if it was part of an English class, or we actually all got
I
an
love that,
opportunity
yeah.
to write a song.
Yeah, we obviously study poetry, and
Absolutely.
which, while it obviously has, its own value and its own richness in history, sometimes I feel like students can feel disconnected when we're talking about things that happened so long ago, where
Yes.
song lyrics are happening now, and they're expressing things now, and they can be reflections of, society and politics, and, I think that's
So
a great,
many things.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
And how different would the world be, really, if we all learned that tool as a coping?
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
When we're stressed out, and instead of turning to drugs or alcohol, just get it out. Feel, let it out, write it on paper. I mean, it's similar to journaling, but
Absolutely.
And that's what, when you hear a lot of these famous artists, I mean, a lot of them have been open that, like, especially Taylor Swift, when she's gone through, a lot of her songs are about different relationships and things. So I think a lot of people are doing it, and collectively, I think it would really be helpful if all of us
I mean, I don't know if everybody wants all of their past relationships to be known by like everyone in the world. I wonder if, and I like Taylor Swift, but I wonder if there's going to be a day where she's like, I wish I didn't publish that song because yikes. I feel like it comes back to bite her sometimes, but even if it's just personal for yourself, you know, and like you're saying, you write for yourself personally, and when something's ready, you know, you might want to share it with someone, but you know, I know I do the same, and people ask you, right? It's like sometimes it's just for me.
100%. It's a form of letting it out and also letting ourselves be heard. And you mentioned self-care at the beginning. I think it's absolutely a form of self-care.
Yeah, I agree.
And self-love.
Anything that you do to just take 10, 15 minutes to sit and attend to yourself. And I mean, I think that's, I couldn't agree more. I want to ask you a question. I did a little researching of you on your website today, and I saw about some of the work you were doing at Disney World with the employees there. That sounds so cool. Will you talk about that a bit?
So I was hired to actually start and create the Walt Disney World Wellness Department at their on-site doctor's office. So in 2008, they actually opened up a wellness center for their employees. It's a wonderful offering.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
They had doctors, Quest Labs, psychologists, X-ray, all these different great components. And I did the wellness coaching, individual coaching, and then group coaching all over Disney properties. So I would go to different, exciting Disney places and do different health and wellness presentations and inspire and motivate and educate.
It was specifically for the employees?
It was for Disney employees and their families, specific ones.
What were some of the goals that they were, working towards, either as a group or as individual?
Well, I can't say too much.
Okay, all right. Disney magic, I understand.
But what I can tell you is this. I can say that Disney really cares about their employees. And I think a lot of companies now are realizing the benefit of providing these health and wellness programs for their employees, because when their employees are feeling healthier and they're happier, most likely they're happier, they're going to perform better. They're going to have less sick days.
Yeah, they're going to stay.
Productivity. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great thing, and it's sweeping the nation all over. So
as it should. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So I was mentioning earlier that I did a little Facebook shout out of just asking people for their take on how they personally define wellness. I'm going to look that up while you're answering.
I want to hear. I'm actually really excited for this.
But while I'm looking that up, I wonder if you would share with me how do you define wellness?
I'll tell you the truth. Brie, I thought I had a definition, and then after you mentioned that at the beginning, I said, wow, maybe my definition has changed.
Ooh,
but it brought me to a new level here. I think wellness is really whatever it is to you. I mean, everyone's really different, because if you were to talk to somebody that, let's say they're 95 years old. Well, actually, I'll give you an example. This will make it easy. I did a group recently at a senior facility, and I talked about a wellness vision and how it's important for everyone to have a vision of what wellness looks like to them. What does it mean to you, right? So everyone was coming up with different ideas and whatever wellness looked like to them. Like, for example, wellness to some people looked like their lab values were within normal limits, okay? Their weight was a healthy weight. They had energy. They were managing stress in healthy and safe ways. They felt great. They were positive. So at the end, I love this. So at the end, this lady comes up to me and she says, well, what if you don't have a wellness vision? I said to her, really? I said, you got to have something, right? Kind of like joking around. And she said, I'm really happy with where I'm at. Everything is going really well. I said, really? And she said, yeah. I said, then that's your wellness vision. To keep what you've got now that works for you, that's your wellness vision. That's what wellness is to you. So then what happened was the lady next to her taps her on the shoulder and says to me, yeah, she's 104.
Wow.
Now this lady's walking and talking. She had a walker, but walking on her own with a walker, talking, knows what's going on, doing great. I said to her, you know what, you're 104? She said, yes. I said, girl, you know what wellness is. I mean, you're an example of wellness. I mean, that's what this is about. So wellness to me really means living your true self, living your true potential, having the best possible health you can have, but also being in action with living with the desires that are within you.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, you're right. It's so individual.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's because you can't say it looks a certain way when there's people that may have physical limitations or something. I mean, you can't, like you said before, you can't fit everybody into a box.
Right,
That's not
right.
healthy. We're not. I don't believe we're created to be fit into a box.
Yeah.
So, living your truest best self.
I really like to promote that because when we are talking about topics, which again, I admittedly am like not an expert or even a novice in these ideas of healthy nutrition. I mean, I'm learning. I mean, selfishly, one of the reasons I love this show, like I'm learning so many positive habits by talking to people because sometimes I think, and I'll speak for myself, when you look at someone who has a very strict, gym regime and a very strict diet and a very strict no TV or no this after this o'clock. It's like, well, okay, well, if that's somebody's wellness, I'm not going to fit into wellness. I'm so, my lifestyle's so outside of what this image we see on TV or in the media
Right.
or whatever is that it almost makes you not even want to try. So I love this idea that really it's individual. It's where you're at, what your own vision, like you shared, like your own plan is, and then I'm assuming that's where you step in to help them get there.
Correct.
And go ahead.
Something else too with what you just said, I just want to touch on. I mean,
Yeah.
any opportunity I can to just say one other thing here is that when you're doing the things that you said, like this, people are doing strict gym regimens or eating. The biggest key that I just want to give to your audience is make sure that what you're doing brings you joy.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with who are not happy with the eating plan they're on. They're not happy with the exercise. So how can you change that to still be happy? Is it getting creative with healthy foods? Is it learning about other foods? Is it maybe you're being too strict, you need to be a little bit less strict? Is it reaching out to experts to help you? But the bottom line is you might not want to get up early and go work out right away, but ultimately, will it bring you joy? Heck yeah. And same thing with meals. Your friend may be eating something that you want and it's frustrating, but are you still getting joy from what you're doing in the present moment, but also in the long run? So it's finding that joy throughout the whole journey that's important. That's one of the things that will keep you going on your wellness journey.
And I like how you threw creative in there. That's my
yeah.
buzzword because
Yeah.
creativity to me is joy. I mean, when you're looking for, new exciting ways, I mean, there are a lot of things we're talking about that could be daunting or
Correct.
could be difficult for people. Before we, oh my
Go
gosh, time flies so fast. Before we cut to a commercial break, I do want to read some of these answers because I thought they were really cool. So I just asked, how do you define wellness? And Lauren says, mind, body, and spirit integration that supports my health and happiness. Keyword. Raquel says balance. I like that because I interpret that as I can have fruits and veggies, and then after Saturday, I can also have Ben and Jerry's. Balance. Okay, Trent says the practice of healthy habits. I like that. And Wendy gives the WHO, which I'm guessing is the World Health Organization's definition, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity.
Right.
I like that.
Love it.
Kind of, and I know that is a clinical definition, but it's really
I love it.
It's perfect. It's great. If you have a definition for yourself, come check us out on Facebook.com/Connections by Aria, or you can always call into the show 888-565-1470. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. 1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon. I'm here with Elisa Irvin. She is a fabulous health and wellness coach, and she's talking to us about what this idea of wellness means. So we're kind of unpacking different definitions here. I was reading a few that some of my friends had shared, which I love, and again, I love how they're individual, they're unique to where everybody is at on their own personal wellness journey. But you talked about this wellness vision. So if you don't have a definition, you kind of help guide people through this idea of helping them come up with their wellness vision and then obviously reaching those goals. And you have a little incentive for our audience today to share a wellness vision with us on the show. If you want to talk about that.
Yes. So anybody that would like to call in, should we just say the first caller?
Yeah, first caller.
Okay, we'll say the first caller that would like to share their wellness vision with Bree and me on the air will get a free 30-minute telephonic coaching session with the intention of being the coaching will support you with reaching your wellness vision.
Awesome. And that can be, they don't have to be South Florida. They can be all over this telephonic.
Anywhere.
Right? That's great. Oh, technology. You're so wonderful. I love it. So, okay, you were talking about how you defined wellness, how it's different from health coaching, but also all kind of in the same.
It's all related.
It's all related for sure. You know, what you mentioned being your journey from Michigan, and we talked a little bit about Disney, but why this area? What brought you to South Florida?
So I loved Orlando. It was great, but I just felt like I needed a change. I just really felt like that chapter of that chapter in my life was closed. So I kind of began searching a little bit, and I came down here for it was a workshop. It was a seminar. And I just fell in love with the city. I actually remember standing on the streets in Delray in front of a vegan restaurant that I love, the New Vegan. And I literally can tell you it's going to sound silly, but I literally just felt like the city hugged me. I've never in my life had that feeling in my life, ever.
That's awesome. You felt welcome.
I just felt so welcome. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, I think I'm going to be moving here. And she said, really? I said, yeah. And then a few months later, I moved here, and I have a passion for helping seniors. And this is, there's a lot of seniors in this area. I certainly work with all ages, but definitely have a special place in my heart for helping seniors, and a lot of seniors for me to be able to help here. So,
Absolutely.
And I have family here, and I love the beach. And I just love that there's a lot of wellness infused in really in this county.
There is. Like I said, this is a good time for people like you and I.
Yes.
To get to, I feel like we're sharing what we love on open ears and open minds and open hearts, because people are just ready for non-pharmaceutical, not to replace that, but maybe working as a complement to that. But people are ready for creative solutions.
They are. They're ready for those creative solutions, and I think that they're done struggling. I think there's a lot of people that are done struggling and done suffering, and people like, even Dr. Oz, he's paving the way for a lot of us, because he's helping remind a lot of people that, hey, you know what? There are certain things in life you can control. There are certain things you can't control, but there's certain things you can. And let's focus on the things you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And what a place we live in to enjoy your life.
Yes.
Like, who wants to be, I think people want this necessarily, but, if you can feel empowered, as we were talking about a couple of weeks ago on the show with Candy Cohn, if you can feel empowered to take control of your health and wellness, I don't think many people would choose to be inside. When the sun is shining, we've got the ocean here. There's so much beauty where we live. We're so lucky, and it's luck, but also so many of us have come here for this reason, to enjoy life.
Yes.
That these are tools like you're sharing that can really help them. I imagine it would be part of my wellness vision is, feeling like I felt comfortable to be outside in nature as much as possible.
Yes, 100%. And just to touch on that too, wherever you live in the world, you can definitely find beauty if you live in, let's say, in
Rochester, New York.
Right.
Come on. Where are you going to find beauty in my Rochester?
Well, the thing is that's what you get your creativity at.
That's right.
And
very
even
true.
if you have to go, let's say it's a day trip or even a weekend trip or driving a few hours, whatever you can to get in touch with nature. And
yep, for sure.
Find beauty in different ways,
Yep, for sure. Just kidding. I love you, Rochester. I just don't want to live in your snow anymore. That's so for, people our age are not usually seen working in the senior field.
Right.
In some of the
That's
networking
true.
groups that we've met in, we are definitely the youngest by many years. So I have to ask, is there a certain personal reason that guided you towards wanting to work with the aging community?
I've really always loved seniors. I just have always felt drawn to them. I feel that I'm inspired by them. I feel like they've had so much life experience and there's so much that we can learn from them. And the fact that they've made it this long, because life can be very challenging, it's
sure.
like that says something. But
Then especially, particularly the things that a lot of our seniors have lived through.
oh my goodness, yes. But specific to my business, after when I was working at Disney, I did have my own business as well on the side, and Universal Coaching Services is my company. And when I left, I decided to do coaching on my own full time. And I do believe in God. I believe in higher power. So I prayed to God and said, okay, how I need to target who I'm helping. You know, I love working with kids. I kind of wanted to focus working with kids and parents and families. And then I wanted to work with just men. And then I wanted to work with just women. And I said, help me. So I prayed and I said, God, how can I serve you? Make it clear to me. So I took a road trip, drove from Florida up to Michigan. And on the road trip, I just got a real strong message in my heart, tears in my eyes, seniors, work with seniors. And it made so much sense to me because it just clicked that, oh my gosh, I've always loved them. Yes. And I felt excited. I felt that joy that words couldn't even explain. And then a few months after that, I went to Delray, had that experience I told you about, and then decided to move down here. And it all just made total sense and clicked. So I love you. I love you, everybody. And seniors, I'm here to help you too, in addition to everyone else.
That's awesome. What do you see now you've been in this area working for a little over a year now, right? And so what do you identify as some of the major needs or challenges that our community is facing when in terms of wellness?
There are a lot. I would say one of the biggest things, you know, you can look so many different levels, but I'm going to zoom way out, which I think will hit a lot of different levels. And zooming way out, one of the first things that I see is the need for people to be even more open to ways of healing other than, you know, the typical go to the doctor, take this. Now, let me be very clear. I definitely still recommend going to the doctor, 100%. But in addition to that, it's having those conversations with our doctors saying, hey, you know, maybe I saw Dr. Oz on TV, or I saw somebody, or a friend of mine is doing this, or like you said, the Shackley, whatever it is. It's having these conversations. Always check with your doctor first. I always tell people, always check with your doctor first before making any lifestyle changes. But have these conversations and say, okay, you know what? If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, if you have gastrointestinal problems, it's saying, okay, what else? You know, what else can I be doing besides the prescription? The prescriptions have their places. There's something with my lifestyle that I can do to partner with you in my care. And I think that partnering in the care is the biggest thing, not just here, but in this country, that we need to learn collectively. It's very important. It's very easy to say, oh, my doctor's taking care of me. Well, they can only do so much. So being a partner in your care is, I think, going to hit a lot of the things.
And that interdisciplinary approach is creative. There's so much value to that. You know, my background being in hospice care, I mean, there was such an emphasis on that. You know, every week we would discuss, you know, the patients that we were treating with the doctor, the nurse, the CNA, the social worker, the chaplain, the music therapist, the massage therapist was all there contributing to the conversation. And because that was the bulk of my medical experience, I didn't really realize it's not just like that in the real world.
Right.
That everybody has a seat at the table as far as discussing the whole person.
And we've got to, because we are made up. We're, you know, many different parts of us, many different faces of us. I like to say we're like diamonds. We have different facets, different sides to us. So we do have different people that specialize in different things. Like you said, massage, music therapy, you know, our fashion, like all these different parts that help us become our best selves. So it is important for all of us, I believe, to have a team around us of people that can support all these different parts of us. You know, have a counselor or a spiritual advisor, of somebody that you can, or even a friend if it's not something that you need a therapist for, a friend that is in that role. And, you know, I think it's important that we have that team. It's really important. The other thing I want to just add real quick to this is also, what other needs do I see in this area would be, in addition to the partnering and what I said, is don't stop searching. like people need to realize, keep looking for answers, because if your doctor is telling you something you don't want to hear, or if he or she is giving you something or medicine, or you're having side effects or whatever the situation is, and you go back to your doctor and they say, this is all there is, I encourage you to keep looking. Look outside the box. I mean, I can tell you when I attended one of your sessions for music therapy at a networking event, and I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I definitely received benefit. Who would have known that I would have received such benefit? So there's so many different things out there in terms of natural medicine that, of course, can complement modern medicine.
Is that something that part of what you do in your services kind of help guide people through that?
I can. It depends what they're open to. That's what I'm saying. You know, some people are more open than others, but yes, 100%. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm here to educate and let people know what's out there, and it's their job, and it's their free will to decide what's right for them and what they're willing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my job is to give them choices and just know that there are a lot out there. That's one of the biggest things I want to say.
And again, like I was talking about earlier and referencing a conversation we had before, that empowerment to be part of your own care, be an advocate for yourself. Because I think when people go to, these appointments and they feel almost at the mercy of, okay, you told me this is the path I need to take. Well, it might be the right path, but I think there's a lot of power in, getting those other opinions and thinking outside the box and, and being a part of your own care plan.
And even like you were talking about oncology, people that are going through chemotherapy, what else can they do to keep their immune system as strong as possible? Talk to your doctor about immune supporting supplements. Again, always check with your doctor first, but there's so many things. A lot of hospitals now are doing this. They're providing the natural medicine in addition, and it's just, I think it's needed. I mean, we are natural beings, so.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to continue this conversation after a quick commercial break. We're still looking for that caller to share with us your wellness vision. We've got an awesome giveaway, a 30-minute telephonic consultation with Elisa, 888-565-1470. When we come back, we're going to find out how we can get in touch with Elisa, and find out more about her services that she offers in our community and beyond. Stick around. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon. I'm here with my awesome guest tonight, Elisa Ehrman. She is a health and wellness coach as well as a registered nurse, and her business is Universal Coaching Services. She's back.
Universal Coaching Services. That was radio related. That was this show related to this show.
It's true. It's true. She wasn't being scolded to put her phone away.
Definitely not. I would never do that.
Speaking of, we do go on our phones between the show because we want to check out and see what people are saying on our Facebook Live videos. So if you haven't checked us out there yet, please do. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/connections by Aria. We've got live video streaming there. If you're just joining us, you missed the beginning of the conversation, you can go back there, watch our whole interview or past interviews as well. So that's a great place to not only check out the conversation, but be a part of it. I love to hear from you. So please leave us comments. Specifically, we're talking about wellness goals and wellness visions today. So we're still waiting for our caller to call in 888-565-1470. First caller to call and share their wellness vision with us gets a fabulous giveaway, and I'll let you tell them about it, Elisa.
Okay, yes, it's a free 30-minute telephonic coaching session with me to help you, of course, reach your wellness vision.
So anywhere, not just here, not just here in Boca Raton, anywhere you are listening from, which is the beauty of it. So cool. So beyond that, beyond the telephonic coaching that you're offering today, and thank you so much for that. It's a great opportunity. What are some of the other programs and services that you offer through Universal Coaching Services?
So coaching is the main thing, actually, that I offer. So health and wellness coaching, and I help people that have diabetes, people that have, I support people that have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, want help with weight management, stress management, really anything that they want to move that needle from illness closer to wellness.
Okay.
And also I do a lot of public speaking engagements. I work with all ages, but like I said before, I do a lot with seniors and different facilities, and I also work for corporations and provide health and wellness coaching for employees too.
So you do, while you are open to working with all ages, you specialize in the unique needs of our senior population.
I do. I mean, I really feel like I specialize in all ages.
Okay.
I just am focusing on seniors right now. So I really do work with everybody, and I have a lot of experience. I work with thousands of people and many ages, 6 months to 90s, well, over 100 now, but over 100 years old now.
Yeah.
But I really work with everybody, being honest with you. But yes, I do have that awareness and the experience with seniors too.
Okay, great. And what could people expect if they're listening or watching tonight and they're thinking, you know what, I have goals in mind, but I might need that extra support to help me on my way. How does this relationship start?
Well, the first thing is if you have a dream inside you, I mean, this might sound silly, but this is true. If you really have a dream or a vision inside you, there's a reason it's there. There's a reason it's there. So it's possible. It really is. Like Walt Disney said, if you dream it, you can do it. So the bottom line is you've got to figure out what you need in order to make it happen. So that's where I come in. And if someone has a wellness vision, and I'm there to help them stay accountable, I'm there to educate them, I'm there to help them stay motivated, get motivated and stay motivated, but also bring in other experts like yourself and other experts as necessary based on the different needs that show up. The sessions, let me just clarify something. The sessions are not, there's definitely no fear. There's no pressure. It's all inspiration and definitely very gentle and supportive. And I love what you said at the intro about respecting everybody where they're at. That's definitely a wellness technique, and knowing that everyone's where they're at, and let's accept that and move forward at the rate that's right for them.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you for more information or to bring you on and be part of this journey together?
Yes. So you can reach me at www.universalcoachingservices.com. Also on Facebook, Elisa Ehrman. And then my phone number is 561-634-0463.
Awesome. And also social media?
Social media, yep. So all social media, Elisa Ehrman.
Okay,
yep.
Great.
And Universal Coaching Services is my company.
We were talking about, obviously, with this idea of wellness visions and asking people to cast a vision or a dream for themselves. But what is your vision for this area, for being here? I mean, what do you hope to? What are some of the things that are really passionate in your heart on a big picture scale?
I just have to say, no one's ever said cast a vision, and you're doing with your hands. It reminded me of a witch.
Is that not a thing?
But you've got
me in this Disney state of mind, and I'm like picturing a cauldron of sorts, and I don't know.
You're doing it, girl. We may need to go take a trip to Disney now.
Yikes! I got Disney on the brain. I'm dreaming it, and I'm doing it.
There you go. My vision for this area is to really see this area, see more people, see everybody feel empowered, feel inspired, feel the courage inside to do whatever, and actually do the steps it takes to get whatever needs to get done and get whatever information, whatever support they need in order for people to reach their ideal state of health and happiness. Yeah. So I really would love to see even more excitement. There's a heck of a lot of excitement down here, a lot of motivation, a lot of amazing tools and support for all of us. And I would love to see that go to a new level.
You know what I love about being down here? I mean, so many things, and obviously I spoke to the nature piece of it, but also this just emphasis on community. I mean, it really doesn't feel like a big city. I came from a really, really small farm town, and I appreciated going into the grocery store and seeing people and knowing everybody's grandma and this, that, and the other thing. And I worried about that moving to West Palm, and I can't go to the green market or out to dinner things without running into people. And it's not, I mean, yes, it's because I talk to everybody, but also because it does have a small town vibe here. There's a lot of community building, whether it's, music festivals or art festivals or, meetups or different fun things to do. I love that. So there is, to your point, just a lot to get engaged, a lot of reasons to be engaged and to be healthy so that you can be out and enjoying these experiences. I'm sure West Palm isn't the only place. I'm sure this speaks to many cities around the world. And so you just gotta sometimes need a little push just to seek it out.
Yeah, and you got to know that it's possible. And if you have dreams and desires inside, again, it's your job to make sure that those dreams come into fruition. No one else can do it for you. So
yeah. What inspires you?
In what
like what has kind of supported you along this path? You talk about just inspiration and having someone by your side to help you reach those goals. How have you benefited from this?
So what inspires me is my personal vision. Okay. My vision is, I'd say my life vision is to bring love and light to this planet. So personally, I want to reach as many people as I can in this life to help them be healthier and happier. Mm-hmm. I feel like the media is a great way to do that. It's one of the reasons I'm always so grateful for an opportunity like this. So thank you again.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you.
And I just really in my heart want to make this world a better place. I know that we can do it. And I think a lot of us, we all want that. The potential's there, but we need the tools to get there. Mm-hmm. So what inspires me is bringing more love and light to the planet.
And what keeps you positive?
I have a lot of tools I've learned along the way.
Yeah.
I would say following a healthy diet certainly helps. Exercising helps. Nature really helps me stay positive. Mm-hmm. Having supportive friends and family. I'm so grateful for my supportive friends and family. I love you all. Having people that you work with that see you have similar values. Mm-hmm. And what else supports me? I think just knowing that whenever I need something or if I have a dream inside, I just need to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Whatever I need to do, make it happen. And I love learning from a lot of other inspirational speakers like Tony Robbins or some like Deepak Chopra, Oprah, things like that. People that have...
Love those meditations.
Yeah.
Do you do those 21 days?
Yeah, I've done them. I've done them. I've done a few of them. Yeah.
They're excellent.
They are. So all these things help. Meditation, relaxation. I mean, they're all here for a reason. So making sure to have time for fun and adventure and laughing and music. Music to me is, it's so key. It's so key in my life. Mm-hmm. Seriously. I can't even tell you how much I love music and I'm grateful for music.
Isn't it incredible? And I know we're starting to wrap up here, but since this is obviously a common passion of ours, sometimes, so SiriusXM just launched a Beatles channel last week.
Yes.
And I'm just, I've never filled up my gas tank so much as I have done in the last week and a half, just because I don't want to stop driving and listening to it.
Right.
And I feel, and it's so cool that you shared this, because I feel this way. I feel so thankful every time a song comes on that someone, Lennon McCartney, and George and Ringo, they all wrote, put that on paper. Didn't just let it go.
Yeah.
And I mean, this obviously extends, I'm just using the Beatles as an example, but I feel so thankful that someone took the time to record their creativity and that for generations after, we can benefit from it. So I don't think they realized that at the time. I think that they just, whatever were inspired to put that down. So it made me kind of think, how many ideas are just floating around that we're just not putting down? We're not just taking a moment to really to capture it and to celebrate it. And I think that speaks to so much to what you're saying is it's in us.
Yeah.
And just like you had that moment of this is where you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do, and you listened to it.
Right.
And you embraced it.
Correct.
So I mean, that would just be kind of I like to get a little homework, for next week. I don't get to talk to everyone for another week. And I mean, that's my encouragement is as you do start to let some of these ideas about self-love and self-care and creativity and wellness come into your life. And if you've been listening to me, I'm harping on it lately. I don't mean to harp on it, but I really do want to encourage you to embrace that and then write it down. And if you're comfortable with it, share it with the world, because we could all learn and we could all benefit from this. One more time quickly with the way to reach you, Elisa.
Yes. So www.universalcoachingservices.com. And then by phone, 561-634-0463. It's Elisa Ehrman. And then Universal Coaching Services is my company. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you. I hope you'll come back another time and chat again.
Yes, thank you. And I really value what you do. Thank you for doing this for all of us here. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to Connections. We hope you enjoyed today's program and discover new ways to bring creativity into your home or place of work. If you have any questions for our host, Bree, or today's guest, please email them at bree@pbmti.com or call at 561-747-9944. Thank you for sharing the music with us.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of